Okay, the question of the day. How is the Ninja 1000 ABS, or also known as the Z1000 SX, as a sport touring bike? Well, you know what? Let's get on here and find out. Well, I got some feelings about it, and I'm gonna say this is more, in my opinion, and just my opinion, this is more of a sports bike. A sports bike that has sport, touring, or comfort in mind as a sports bike. However, it would also make a very good sports touring bike with a few minor changes. Well, it's a very powerful bike. 1043 cc's, awesome, right? That's awesome. It's got the power, but along with that power, you've got an upright seating position, you've got a windscreen, and your feet are kind of up underneath you, just a little bit back, but definitely not like a traditional 600 or liter sports bike. So it's a comfortable ride. However, Kawasaki did kind of drop the ball on it, I would say, in terms of, if you want to call this, how you doing? If you want to call this a sports touring bike, you would expect a couple things, right? Mainly cruise control. That is my biggest gripe with this control. Yamaha, on the other hand, it has I believe it's called the FJR series of bikes, but you know, they're not, I wouldn't say that they're a sport bike as this. They're more on the touring side. But you know, to me, I would, if you're going to call this a sports bike, sports touring bike, I'm sorry, you could also call the Yamaha MT-10 a sports touring bike. They put cruise control on that. It's got the upright seating position. You know, it's got levels of traction control, ABS, stuff like that. One thing about the Ninja 1000 is that you can put those panniers on, but it's going to cost you extra $1,000. That was something that I just didn't want to spend money on it, to be honest with you, when there's some aftermarket bags that I feel I can get that would be just as effective. And number two, probably 95% of my riding, 98% of my riding is like short trips around town or whatever, so really there would be no need for those expensive panniers if I'm only going to use them once every blue moon, right? So I was looking at some aftermarket ones that are way cheaper than that. So for this bike right here, what would I do differently? What would I have done differently if I was Kawasaki? Now keep in mind, this is a really reasonably priced bike. I mean, I got mine as a leftover new model for like $8,500. It's a 2016, and that was fine with me. I think they go, you know, maybe about $2,000, $2,500 more than that, but still a really reasonable bike. Of course, you'd want to have heated grips with some type of guard in front of your hand for cold weather, but you know, I really don't ride that much in the cold, so that wouldn't be a big deal to me. I do plan on taking a really long trip on this bike. If you were to call this a sports touring bike, I think I would label it as sport touring instead of sport touring. If you kind of get the drift of what I'm meaning there. Like the Versus 1000, I would say is a little bit more set up if it has cruise control. I don't know if the new models do or not. But if it has cruise control, I would say that would be a little bit more on the touring side, even though it actually has the same engine in it as this bike. And this car is on my ass, man. Fuck, I'm going like fast enough, dude. You don't need to be up my ass like that, but I'm sorry about that. I hate when cars get too close. So I always go way over the damn speed limit. Well, I wouldn't say way over the speed limit, but I'm going faster than the cars out here for the most part. But yeah, I mean, overall, I would, if I had it over to do again, I got 3,300 miles on this thing. I would have gotten the same bike. You know, I did have my eye on the MT10, but I'll say this about that. It really doesn't have a windscreen, and if you're going to be doing distances and stuff like that, you want to have a windscreen. But I just seen recently they make a model with the damn windscreen, so hey, that might be a good touring bike also. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next time, I'm gonna catch you guys later.